All right, y'all. Oh, hold tight, hold tight, hold tight. Oh, hold tight, hold tight. Woo. Y'all hold tight. Real quick, real quick. What's up, House of Flow Wellness? Hold tight. I had to come back and get my little friend. Get my little friend. All right. So here we are. Here we are. I told you I'm gonna try to do as much as I can to bring you out to I told you I'll bring you out as much as I can. What's up, Chunky? To different places in Chicago. But man, I almost left my vehicle and left my girl in there. But no. She was like, "Ma, what you doing? Come back and get me." So I had to go back and get my girl. I had to get my girl. But as much as I can, I'm gonna bring y'all out. And so this happens to be one of those mornings, so I'm not able to plan it. You get ready for work? All right. So I'm gonna make it over. I'm going under the tunnel. So I'm gonna make it over to the lake side. Just to give folks a view, since they be talking about Chicago, you know. I kind of want them to keep talking about us so they can stay away. Just saying. See, so we have these pedestrian tunnels that can connect you to the beach. The beach. Okay, you're gonna get ready with me so much. Thank you so much. You know where I am. Right. Hold that down. But look at the artwork down here, y'all. Wait, which side do I want to go to? It's a lot. Maybe I'll go on one side there and then another side coming back. Look at this artwork. But I gotta move quick. If you know anything about Chicago, keep your head on a swivel. You ain't got time to be lollygagging. All right, so which way? We're gonna head north. All right, we're gonna head north. Girl, you know that's true. You stay too long with the lollygagging and the dillying and the dallying, you make yourself a mark. Oh, but you know what? I think I should go south. Okay, I got a decision to make real quick. Because I'm looking for a particular, okay, maybe I'll go north to start, and then I'll come back south. And then I'll come back south. But no, I need to get to a certain place. Nope, I'm going back. I'm going back south. So let me go to my spot first, and then I'll come back to the north side. Because there is a spot. All right, let me take y'all up to the beach first. And then we'll go down. And then we will go down. So if you all get a chance to see the beauty that we see, we can see it all year round, but we really enjoy it in the summertime. So this is why Summertime Shy is unmatched. Don't even play. Or at least don't play with us. You can play with your little raggedy friends on that, but not us. Not at all. Thank you so much for liking the live. So this is Truth. I guess it's a little bistro. So you get a chance. So that's where I came from, the tunnel. And now I'm going up. I'm going up. Oh, I'm not gonna finish that. Oh no. So they got free Wi-Fi on the beach. See this? Got a few people out here. A few folks out here. We got a few. See, I don't know what the reception is like. Y'all let me know what the reception is like, because I don't know what it's like on the water. So I think I need to go back to the trail. But let me know if the reception is good on the water. Look at this. Yeah, we are early birds. Okay, thank you. At least I'm an early bird. I know that much. So we got a few folks out here. I'll walk along this trail. I mean, as long as I'm good while I'm moving, y'all let me know if I need to go to the trail. So we got a tiki bar here. It's a little tiki bar. So if you come down the Truth, you get to hang out at the tiki bar. Okay. All right, Chunky, you go ahead and get ready. Thanks. Well, somebody had a good time out here last night. Somebody had a good time out here last night. So we're gonna make our way on down, on down, on down. So we have someone out here just enjoying the view. And that's what I'm taking you all along for, to enjoy it. Good morning. So sometimes you just come out here and you want to just get away for a minute. So I told you all I was going to bring you out, and I will do what I can to bring you out. So we'll go down a couple blocks and make our way back. But yeah, this is Chicago, baby. When you come in the live, let us know where you are chiming in from. What side of the globe? Not your actual address, bugs. Not your actual address, but what side of the globe? We are here in America, in the mighty, mighty Midwest, in Chicago. In Chicago. All right. Okay, these bugs. Just don't get in my lip gloss now. Don't get in my lip gloss. So I'm on two devices, so if one of y'all go out of view, it's because I'm trying to balance the other one. But we know we won't have a lot more of these, so we must take advantage of what we got. So am I going rocks or am I going trail? I'm going on the rocks. Let me get on the rocks. Let me go on the rocks. All right, hold tight, y'all, because I got to jump down. One more time, I got to jump down. All right. So we down on the rocks. We're going to take this walk on the rocks. On the rocks. Okay, y'all gonna have to hold tight because I'm holding two devices, so one may go down. Wait, I'll go this way. So y'all see the stuff I gotta go through? I gotta climb up to go back down. So this is what I'm climbing up, so that I can get some stable footing underneath me. And there are gnats out here. All right, see that? Even if you're not reading, there are signs. Yet you still have people who are on shenanigans, malarkey, and foolishness who will still jump in there. And the signs are clearly posted for you not to do that. Yeah. Looks like it was a party up here. I don't know if it was last night or they just haven't come to clean, but yoo-hoo. It's a lot going on up here. Well, let me get y'all back in the view of the sun. All right. All right, y'all, bear with me. 'Cause I'm trying to make it along these rocks. And then keep y'all in view of the sun. Okay, I gotta climb down. I need to climb down. How y'all doing? How y'all doing? Never know. So y'all hold tight. It may go down again. We gotta pass somebody else. Stay in defense mode. Because you never know. You never know. Who might be trying to get froggy with you? Trying to leap. Your head on a swivel. Good morning. It's a rocky situation out here, y'all. Oops, sorry, talkers. Fort Lauderdale. Look, y'all went down when I passed the first person. So, one of my ABCs, I do it for the trails, but I do it for the streets as well too. ABCs mean always be careful. When you passing someone, don't be so distracted with your devices that you give them an indication that you are distracted. So that's why I put y'all down. You said it what? It froze? All right, I'm trying to make it back up. I'm going back up. All right, let me climb up. So I think I probably need to go back to the trail. But we'll see. But we got a whole situation here. Folks out here doing what they tell you not to do. It's clear. It's clear. It's written. Painted. Do not get in this water. And now we got, talk better. Okay, wait, talkers. Okay. Kamora, I'm not sure if I'm saying your name correctly, but yeah, but there's about probably 7 or 8 people, maybe even more. So let me just say this. I don't know if you can see this little orange floaty. Let me just say something. As an emergency worker or first responder, let me just say this. When you go out and willingly put your life at risk, so it's clear. So I don't know if y'all can see that little orange floaty. Okay, talkers, I can see it through your camera. Tubers, tubers, I can see it through your camera too. But there's a floaty out there in the water, it's orange. And then there's one that's way out. But it's clearly marked. I showed that. Look, there it is. Look at that. Clearly marked. Clearly marked. See that white square? Let me walk down here. Look, they're all over. All over. So this is like real-time learning a lesson. See that? All over. All over. You see this? You see it? Okay. So there are 2 floaties out there. Here's one with a yellow one. So I see 2. One person does not have a floaty. So what they're doing is putting their lives at risk, right? The signs are clear. So look at all these these bugs flying. Look at all these white squares. All over, all over. It's clearly telling you, and there's a ring right there. I guess if they need to go get it, there's a ring. But it's clearly telling you to not do what these people are doing. So now I'm speaking as a first responder. Thank God, first of all, I'm a wilderness first responder, so front country stuff, I can respond. I'm not necessarily obligated, but you know, as a human being, a caring human being, that's probably something that you want to respond to. But this is what I want to say. Oh, I see another person without a floaty too, so they way out. But anyway, when you willingly, consciously put your life in danger like this, and if something goes wrong, when it was clearly marked for you to not do that, clearly marked for you to not do that, you also put the lives of first responders in danger. This ain't something people out here just trying to do. You know, a first responder is not just gonna be like, okay, well, this is cool, this is fine, let's go out here and play. It's clearly marked for a reason. But you got a whole crew It's a bunch of them, y'all. You got a whole crew, and you all have decided to come out here and get out here in this water. That's clearly marked saying, do not do that. And so I'm just guessing. So you say they think they're expert. It don't matter. Think about it. You got the Coast Guard. How you doing? You know, Coast Guard. You got the Marines. You know, you got the water. You know, police. So you have all those entities that are not. Look, they don't even have boats out there. They don't have boats out there. So that lets you know that this is not an area where you need to be cleaning. Okay. You know what? I need to show you something. Okay. I'm kind of far back. Let me walk back up. Just so you can see what I can make a different point. Well, no, emphasize the same point. All right. Let me go back to the rocks. And y'all just saw if you were on here when I went past Truth, which is the bistro across the way. So they are in the water here by the rocks. So when people do things like that, putting others at risk, they should be charged and fined. Listen, jailed. Jail, I might say. Okay, but look, here are the rocks. And this is where it said, don't do that. Watch this. Watch this. Look for the beige. Y'all see that beige stripe? That's the beach. You walk along these rocks. That's where I just came from. Walk along these rocks. That is the beach. So what is the problem with going to the beach? But yet you decided to come over here and dive and jump in the place where they told you not to. But anyway, y'all, I'm looking for something else. But you see what I'm saying? And so for me, being responsible, you know, you take your job seriously. But as a human being and a responsible human being, I would have those questions. And I'm not lying to you. I would have those questions. Like, why would I go and risk my life for somebody who clearly didn't care enough about mine, first of all, and their own, that they decided to jump down and decide, yeah, it's deeper. They don't know what's under. That's why they got the signs there. They don't know what's under. But the beach is right next to where you are diving. I'm just being real with you. I be having questions. Like, do I risk my life for somebody who clearly didn't put the value on theirs enough? And then also risking mine? Emergency workers have families to get back to. Yeah, accidents happen. Would that be considered an accident? Yeah, y'all answer me that. Would that be considered an accident? They clearly went in water. They went in water that was clearly marked to not go in, but they did it anyway. Do you consider that an accident if things go wrong? Okay, let me go up. ABC's Kimura, it stands for always be careful. But y'all answer me that. They went into the water that was clearly marked. Okay, I gotta know. They went into the water that was clearly marked to not go in it. Wait, somebody came up here?
Good morning.
Hey.
I was invited.
Oh, Lord. Let me get you down. I'm sorry.
Okay. No problem.
How do I get you down?
Have a good day.
That's crazy. You too. I don't know how to get you down. Do you know how to get yourself down?
I think I can figure it out.
Wait a minute. I'm clicking on your picture. This is wild, but thank you. Have a good day. I don't know.
You're welcome. You have a good day as well.
Thank you. I don't see how to let you down.
Morning.
Oh, wow.
Great. How are you? I'm trying to figure it out.
Me too. I just see your name. I see your bio and stuff, but there's no indication for me to let you down.
Okay.
Okay,
we're gonna figure this out together.
Chunky said, "Let's walk together." She said, "Let's walk." Well, until we figure it out. All right, because I'm looking for a spot. Well, welcome on. Maybe the Lord meant for you to be here this morning. I don't know, to witness the shenanigans that's going on with folks getting in water that's clearly marked to say not. And you go and get in that water. If you get stuck, hold up. Now I ain't inviting these people. Wow.
Good morning.
Okay, good morning. Let me let y'all down. I don't know if I need to end my live and start over. Yeah, I don't know if I need to end the live and start over. Can you all try and let yourself down? Yeah, I don't know. I'm just walking. I didn't push anything. Hello, no, I didn't push anything. So I don't know what that's about.
Let's see here. I'm still trying to figure it out here.
Yeah. I'm just gonna end. Thank you so much for coming in. It turned into a battle. No, we ain't about to do no battle. You know, I don't play that chunk. You know, that rattled my nerves, child. I'm trying to get to work. All right, well, thanks so much for
Have a
joining,
great
y'all.
day.
Talkers, I'll be right back. I gotta end. I'll be right back.
No problem.
Okay, can I get out of this? All right, sorry, tubers. Hey, Thomasville. All right, talkers, we back. I have no clue what that was all about. No clue what that was all about. But yeah, so we are just coming out to check out a spot. And we're gonna make our way back. So we'll go down another tunnel. I'm gonna go back on the trail. For those of you all who are just joining, welcome in. Welcome in. Tubers, y'all hanging in there. So I wanted you to see the skyline, but it is cloudy. Well, not cloudy, it's kind of foggy. And then we also have air quality warning. So you can't really see the skyline. Yeah, can't see the skyline. It's behind those clouds where that smoke, or that smog, or that poor air quality. All right, so I'm gonna make my way back down and around. Because that was so weird for those people to come in. Hey, welcome in, welcome in. We're gonna make our way back down and around. I can go down towards the rocks. But this is what we get in the morning, y'all. Hey, welcome back, House of Flow Wellness. Thank you for coming back. I don't know what that was about. I don't know what happened with that. So you get a chance to get a view of what we have here. So I'll go down a little bit. So we do have an air quality alert out. And it is so humid, but I like it. This don't bother me. It's feeling all tropical around these here parts. It's feeling all tropical around these here parts. But the sun is all the way up now. Thank you so much for liking the live. I don't know how them people get in there. I don't know. I didn't push nothing. I was just walking when that second person popped up. So I know I didn't push nothing. So I don't know. That may be TT's way to entice you to do a battle. I don't know. You know, they be doing so much stuff. And the more I learn, the more I feel it's a SCAM. A big old SCAM. Exclamation point. Welcome in. Is that Milani? Welcome in, Marta. I'm trying to see your names. But this is it, child. This is it. Yep, they're trying to be tricky. But the more I learn, but you know, I don't know if you were on my self-care suite on Sunday, and I gotta say for entertainment purposes only, but I am an actual certified addictions counselor, and so I understand, you know, how the addictive behaviors work, how they operate, how people get enticed by things. But I gotta say, I'm in Chicago, baby. This Chicago. This the tropics of Chicago. This the tropical side of Chicago. But I have to say, for entertainment purposes only, just for the apps. But I know what I'm talking about. No, I don't. I was just playing. Don't cut me out, TT. But yeah. But I talked about, you know, just the addictive behavior that is being encouraged on TT. Now, I saw on the tube is some emojis over there. Now you can tap on the screen, you know, for the live to be pushed out a little bit more. So I don't know. I got to read up on it to see if they're going along the same lines. But I can say for the TT, they want you glued to the screen. So the whole tapping, the whole sharing, the whole gifting, like all of that is to make sure your attention stays focused on that one thing. The high energy behind it, the anxiety behind it, if you feel like you're, I'm doing air quotes, losing, or you're not, you know, getting the points. You know, they have this whole point system set up, and you got to have so many points. Okay, so Roki, hold tight. Let me finish this point, and I'm gonna get to you on that. But the way they have you, so I was saying how people get a rush. Yes, yep. So when people get a rush from the gift or just from the likes, just that whole likability factor, you get a rush from that. And then you want more and more and more. And if that don't sound like an addiction, yeah, it's encouraging. That's my opinion, my professional opinion, but I got to say for entertainment purposes only. But yeah, it's encouraging that. So Roki, this is what I'll tell you about that. So one of my tubers said, am I at the ocean? And I'm glad you said that. So this is in Chicago. This is Lake Michigan. So geographically and topographically, I think that's the right word. Topographically, it is a lake. It's one of the Great Lakes. But the characteristics of, the currents, the tides, the waves, all those things that happen in an ocean happen in Lake Michigan. And so that's why it's important for people to take those precautions to not play around on Lake Michigan. But they still do. I don't know why they be playing. Why they be playing with Lake Michigan like that. But yeah, this is actually a lake. But yep, it has the characteristics of an ocean. Okay, talkers, I might have to put y'all on hold for like 30 seconds. All right, tubers, I'm gonna let y'all watch these waves real quick. Talkers, I will be right back. Hang tight with me, please. All right, talkers, we're back. Thank you so much. The lake is, yes, it's one of the Great Lakes, and Lake Michigan is very beautiful. So in Chicago, we have, so our shoreline, I'm just at one portion of it, and the neighborhood where I'm near is like towards the middle of the city. If you know anything about Chicago, it's the south side downtown. I'll just say that because you can't be giving people all your information. But anyway, ABCs, you got to be careful. Always be careful. But where you see this, Roki, I hope I'm saying your name right. But this shoreline goes around, it comes out where you see the dip, and it goes back around. So our shoreline of Lake Michigan is 18 miles in one direction, technically. But they have extended it down another 2 miles. Yeah, another 2 miles south, going towards Indiana. So technically we got 20 miles, but I mean, literally we have 20 miles, but technically what's marked is 18 miles. No, Lake Michigan is in Chicago, and it also borders Indiana. So if you hit your notifications when I go live, and I don't always have a schedule because I love to catch sunrises. So Roki, if you hit your notifications, I will show you Lake Michigan, definitely before the end of the summer, Lake Michigan from the Indiana side. Them the cousins over there. So we're in Illinois, but the lake is Lake Michigan, and it runs through Chicago and Indiana. So yeah. Do we have portions of Lake Michigan? In Wisconsin, because Wisconsin is our other border. But yeah, but this is Lake Michigan. I need to find that out so I can come back and get that answer. I gotta look and see. Yep, this is Lake Michigan in Chicago, but this is what we get, and it is nice and balmy out here. It looks so tropical, and it feels so tropical. I was gonna go back on the trail, but I think I'm gonna keep y'all on the water. See, there goes somebody else. Look, this the point I just made. Look, somebody else out there. And then first of all, you out there all the way by the marker, swimming. And when, I mean, I guess it's good you got on the orange floaty, but don't do that. Don't do that. Hey, Dan, how are you? Again, clearly marked. Let me show y'all. It's not like it's not marked. Clearly marked. You see them dots, those squares down there? Clearly marked. They're down there, clearly marked. Now, what do we have? Somebody out there swimming. It's clearly marked, no swimming. See, this is the kind of stuff I be having to turn my head on. So, oh, but I got y'all on. Besides, look, I ain't seen nothing. I ain't seen it because I'm not about to jump in this water after these people. I'm not. That may sound cool, but I'm not, because I'm just guessing, and maybe I'm making too much of an assumption. So they know doggone well not to get there behind. Yes, that's what I'm saying. But you know about me being a first responder, I guess I'm supposed to be responsible. But that ain't what I promised to do. That ain't what I agreed to do. I'm agreeing to help people who are in distress, where something happened that was out of their control. These people have clearly gotten down there. Girl, look, you might find a, wait, oh, I'm sorry. This is nectarine. I think I'm reading this right. Yeah, nectarine. I'm sorry, but yeah, it might be some crocodiles down in here. That's like Michigan. It might be some bodies down there. I'm just saying, it might be anything down there. The Loch Ness Monster, anything can be down in there. So nectar, now I see your name. I hope I'm saying that right. You might find a crocodile, you might find an alligator. I'm just saying. You might find Bigfoot. But when things like that are clearly marked, and it's a whole group of them on the other side. I'm actually about to make my way back down. I was going to go on a trail, but since we have new people joining us, and I had to start over my TT live, I'm gonna keep y'all in view of the water. How about that? How about that? But I'm going on my opposite side, so y'all bear with me. Uh-oh. Wait. Bigfoot doesn't live in water. Okay. Ain't no look, this Chicago. This is Chicago. Ain't no telling. Ain't no telling. I do want to go along the rocks, but it's like very, very rocky. Yeah, you do need to be careful along these rocks. So there are spots, which is why they have these markers. So there are spots that are really deep, and there's no way of telling. So I don't know if you guys heard about what happened over Chicago Black Yacht Week. You know, unfortunately, some people actually lost their lives, but I believe it was the guy that was going from one yacht to the other. Don't quote me, but if you all know, so that could be his house. Oh yeah, right. He could live there. I don't know. But yeah, so I believe it was a guy. So don't quote me on it, but somebody, I'll just say somebody who ended up losing their life was moving from one boat to another and slipped at a point where there was a funnel. I don't know if that's the scientific name, but there was, you know, the funnel that goes underneath the water like a suction. And yeah, they recovered the body, but it was not a good thing. So I don't know. Don't quote me on it. But there are tragedies that happen on Lake Michigan a lot. And a lot of times they are avoidable. I don't know if there are any sharks or whales. There are some fish, but I'm telling you, it's Lake Michigan. I don't know. I don't be trusting it like that. Oh, let me share something with y'all. And even though I'm not trusting it like that, but Lake Michigan, this water is where I actually learned how to swim. Is where, and when I was young, I thought it was the ocean. I didn't know. Shout out to dads. My daddy taught me, but you know, dads be having this superhero mindset, you know. And my daddy used to swim like Aquaman. So I don't know if you all remember. So that's sad. Yep, people got to listen. So I don't know if you all remember Aquaman. I'm a 60s baby raised in the 70s and 80s. So Aquaman was a show. And Aquaman, not the one that's from the movie, but Aquaman was a show. And he used to swim without using his hands for the most part. So he would be swimming like a fish. You know, his hands down by his side. And he could swim. And my daddy used to swim like that. So I used to want to swim like my daddy. Like Aquaman. And so he took me and my sister out. Okay, I'm making a decision here, y'all. I got to climb up something. Okay, wait. I think this is this. Wait, hold tight, y'all. All right, welcome in. Welcome in, welcome in. So I'm not able to see everybody's names. Look how calm the water got. See that? Okay, so is Roki still on here? Okay, Neo Nectarine. Look at this. Look how calm that water got just that fast. It's unpredictable. It's unpredictable. You all see that? Remember how the waves were coming up? But yeah, how it calmed down. So anyway, so my daddy took me and my sister out on the water. And at the time, so I don't know if you all can see those markers. Okay, you probably can see these two better. It's little white markers with red stripes on it. I don't know if you can see those two that's in the water. But back in the 70s, because that's when I learned how to swim. Back in the 70s, there used to be, you can see them, okay, so there used to be boats there. Like our lifeguards used to actually sit out there, like they were on boats, on like little canoes. I mean, they had the ones in the chair, but they also went out on the boats. And so that's where my daddy took us out to swim. So he took, like manually took both of us out there. But then on the way back, of course, he even carried two girls out there. I'm guessing, excuse me, we may have been at least 100 pounds. Because I wasn't 100 pounds because I wasn't even 10. Let me see. However much we weighed, let's just say 70 pounds, 80 pounds, I don't know. But anyway, he took both of us out there. So of course, he was kind of tired. And so he was like, okay, well, we all gonna swim back. So then my sister, did the dramatics. Like she wasn't gonna make it back and all that. Okay, Neo Nectarine, okay. So then I was like, I can do it. Because remember I told you in my head, I was going to do like him. I was going to swim like Aquaman, like my daddy. So, he taught us what we needed to, he talked to us the whole way out there, had us to do our arms and how to breathe and how to calm down. So he had, given us this lesson going out there. So on the way back, so this used to be a beach. Nope, I'm going to show you the beach. If my camera is blurry, it may be the way I'm holding it. I'll show you the beach. I'm walking back towards the beach. Okay, yep, I'm walking back towards the beach, so you'll be able to see the beach. So I volunteered to swim back. So one of us had to swim back, and then he put my sister on his back to take her back. So I'm swimming back, made it back, which is good. So it's like kind of like a sidebar, but it's still a part of the story. What he taught us was, if you get in trouble in the water, first of all, stay calm. Because if you start to panic, he said your muscles get tight, which makes you heavier, right? So these were lessons that he was teaching us while he was teaching us how to swim. Look at this, now the water's back up again. Same lake, I just came down a block or so. Am I going fishing? Nope, I'm just bringing people out. So is it Canada? This is the U.S. This is the U.S. This is Chicago. So while he's talking to us and he's, telling us what to do, so he said, if you get in trouble in water, first of all, don't panic. It'll be hard. It may going to be for you to get yourself out or for somebody to save you. So this is my daddy now. This is him teaching us how to swim. And he said, and float on your back. If you can manage to get over on your back, hold your chin up, you get a chance to breathe, and don't fight the water. That's what he said. Don't fight. Whatever direction the water is going in, you go in that direction. Don't fight the water. Look, they still out there with these little orange floaties on. I'm going to keep on talking to y'all because I'm trying not to watch them. So that's how he taught us, to just go with the water. So I learned that before. You said the lion don't be racist. Am I from Jamaica? Nope. Nope, lion, I'm from Chicago, born and raised. South side, where you from? So that's what he taught us. And so those things, so if you can imagine, we little kids. I don't even know if I was in second grade. I may have been in first grade. I was little. I remember I was little. So those lessons have stuck with me. And then when, we got a little older and we got official, swim lessons to become junior lifeguards and all that kind of stuff, we learned those things. But my first swim lesson, my first official swim lesson was actually with my daddy. And then for me to make it back from that far as a little kid, and now when I look at the lake now, I'm like, wow, like that was really a lot. That was really a lot. But he took us from a beach, not from these rocks. So he wasn't out there on no. He was teaching us the right way to learn how to swim. But anyway, so I came home and told my mama that my daddy taught us how to swim in the ocean. Okay, now you saw two people wrestling on the beach where I visited you at Chicago Beach. Two people wrestling? What beach were you at, Neo Nectarine? So anyway, so I came home and told my mama that I was swimming in the ocean. She went off. She went completely off because I didn't know. I didn't know. And I was telling. I didn't know I was telling. But like I said, shout out to dads. Not they said wrestling. I don't know what they were doing. But shout out to the dads, one who put in time with your babies. That's a good thing. And another who helped to keep fear at bay with your kids. Like you allow them to be kids and allow them to express themselves. I mean, that was my daddy. He was a daredevil. So like fear of doing like adventurous type stuff, I didn't really have that. So you don't know the name, your parents. Oh, your parents. Yeah, but that might have been, you might have been traumatized then if you were a kid. Yeah, that might have been a bit much for a kid. But yeah, so as far as being afraid to do stuff, that wasn't there, He allowed us to experiment and explore, and that was a good thing. All right, so Neo Nectarine. All right, so now we're going back around so you'll be able to see the beach. You'll be able to see the beach. All right, so I'm kind of steering you all kind of away from the water only because I got to walk forward and my rocks are curving. You see this? And then the water's on this side of me. So on the left of me, my rocks are curving, but I'm trying to stay focused here. So I got to move the devices. Yeah, I'll just bear with me so that I can give you all the view as I make my way back. Cause yeah, and you all got the scenic view going and coming back. So yeah, gonna stay on this as long as possible. Can I take it all the way around? Yeah, I can take it around back to the tunnel. But this is Chicago. This is Lake Michigan, one of the gems in the city. Okay, back to the bugs. Y'all look, I'm trying to balance. I got two devices. I'm walking on rocks on these uneven surfaces, but I'm making it. Giving you all a morning view. Okay, so this is Chris. Hey, welcome in. Oh, that was your swim lesson? Oh, wow. So Chris says the big kids were on the raft and I wanted to be with the big kids. I threw myself off the dock. Swim lessons. Is that what you taught yourself how to swim by doing that? That's bravery. That's determination. Chris, let me know if that's what you're saying, if that's how you taught yourself how to swim. Are there any turtles or tortoises in there? I don't know. I need to look that up. Thank you, Neo Nectarine, for the questions. I'm gonna look all that stuff up. I don't know, so I'll be better informed. But this is what we grew up with. We grew up with Lake Michigan. Lake Michigan is our east yard. So if somebody tell you they live on the east side of Chicago, let me just say a few things about that. If they say they live on the east side of Chicago, chances are, and I'm Gen X, so I'm speaking as a Gen Xer. Chances are they are younger, maybe Gen Z, or not originally from Chicago. But Chicagoans know we don't have an east side. We don't have an east side because the east side is this, Lake Michigan. That's the east side. So it's a part of the south side. It's just the furthest east that you're going to go on the south side. So you will hear someone say over east. So if someone says over east, that sounds like a Chicagoan. But if they say, I'm from the east side of Chicago, ooh, I don't know. So you live in the water? Because that's the east side of Chicago. So it is the furthest east point in Chicago. But we don't identify it as that. I'm just going to say at least Gen X, maybe some millennials, older millennials may not. But Gen X, boomers, that's not what we call it. It's over east, like out west, out south, up north. Those are the neighborhoods. And then downtown. So downtown, so it's kind of like Chicago is 4 cities. Is that 4 cities? So we got over east, up north, out south, out west. So it's 5 cities and downtown. So it's like 5 cities in one. Wow, Chris. So you taught yourself how to swim by just jumping in. And sometimes it works like that. Y'all hold tight because I got to go under these trees. And it's bugs. Wait, hold tight. And it's cobwebs. Y'all hold tight with me. Yeah. This is a straight up adventure. See what I'm going through? Oh, Jesus. It's cobwebs. In these trees. All right. Okay, Chris, I think that's you that just put a comment in. Hold tight. Let's see what you said. Oh, Neo Nectarine. Uh-oh. Sorry, talkers. I hit a button. So my friends were on the riverside where there was sand. And I knew that if I jumped from the high cliff, I would probably drown. But you did it anyway. You breathed in water and you walked on the sand underwater. Okay. Hey, listen, you figured it out. You figured out. So that was Neo Nectarine. Yeah. You figured. I mean, I love swimming. Swimming was the one sport that I didn't join a team in high school, even though the swim coach wanted me to. But I didn't want to do it competitively because I enjoyed it so much that I didn't want to. So I did cheer and gymnastics, but swimming, that was my leisure. That was my relaxation. So I just didn't want to turn into a competitive sport for me. Because then on the days where I wasn't trying to do it, then I would, have to do it, muster up the energy, and all that. I just didn't want to do that in high school. So I stuck with competitive cheer and competitive gymnastics. But swimming, okay, these bugs. All right. The swimming was my relaxation. All right, y'all. I'm kind of turning to the side, trying to keep these cameras going. All right, I got to jump down. All right. Got to jump down again. All right. So you see these rocks right here? So I'm gonna go down a little bit more. Yeah, here go another sign. So you see these rocks? I'm gonna keep going and I'm gonna show y'all something. Let me show you something like Fire Marshal Bill. Let me show you something. So you see these rocks? See the rocks? See the rocks? See the rocks? Let me show you. See these rocks? Look at that. And people are actually out here jumping in this stuff. You see that? There go the rocks I was walking on. And these are the rocks in the water. These are the rocks in the water. So that group that we saw, I don't know if you can see the curve, but the furthest part that's sticking out, now where I am now, you see that? You see they still down there. Okay, here is the beach, y'all. Here is the beach. This is the beach. I'm gonna walk all the way to the sand so you can see. And then you can time how long it took me to get to the beach. Look at this. No diving, no swimming, because you're still at the rocks. This is why. And you saw where the people were. Down there. But watch me. Watch me work. Watch me work. See this? No swimming. It still says no swimming. You still got the rocks there. So I'm just not sure of the logic that you would use to be that close to the beach and not go in the water at the beach. You want to jump in at the rocks where it's clearly marked for you to not do that. But hey, child, I'm not in anybody's brain, so I don't know what logic they use to make those decisions. And it ain't my business. I just hope that they're okay. See that? No swimming. We're still at the rocks. No swimming. I don't know if anybody's timing me, but let me know how long it took me to get to the beach. I don't know if anybody's timing me. We're still at the rocks. And even though this water is a little murkier, so it's an indication that it may not be that deep, but why take the chance when there's clearly an area for you to chill? Come on now. Clearly, So the rocks are coming out. So this is the dividing line for the rocks to come out. Still says no swimming right here. But bam, here we are at the beach. Now, would it have taken that much more energy to come down here and swim at the beach? I don't know. Y'all see that? We're at the beach. They could have come down here to the beach, but that is what they decided to do. So I'll take y'all back through the tunnel. I gotta get on the clock. But I enjoyed myself with you all. I hope you enjoyed yourself and you got a good view of what we have to offer here. So I gotta make my way out of here to get back to the tunnel. So we got the beach workers coming out to clean up the beach. So the combers have probably been out. You see the marks, them cleaning the beach. So we're gonna make our way down and around. All right, I'm gonna go around the back. So we can make, hello. All right, so now we're on the shared trail. It's a little bit noisier. But I'm gonna make my way to the tunnel. I just came around because it's the guy over there with a dog. And yeah, we ain't trying to have no situations, no unfortunate situations. Because that would be so sad if the dog got away and came over here. Just saying. Just saying. So there's the beach, y'all. We leaving. We're leaving the beach. Welcome in. Let us know where you're chiming in from. And yes, this is Chicago. In the morning, the folks are up. The hustle and the bustle is getting started. So this is a shared trail along the lakefront. And the lake is Lake Michigan. Oh, if you all turn on your notifications, I'm going to bring both of y'all. I'm going to bring talkers and tubers. I'm going to bring both of y'all. Saturday, I'll be at New Life Covenant's sunrise service. Oh my God. If you've never attended, so if you're in Chicago, Pastor Hannah's service is this Saturday in August. So we're here back under the tunnel with the artwork. Let me go along this wall. So with the artwork, again, if you know anything about Chicago, you can't be lollying and gagging and dillying and dallying. Get in, get what you need, and be on your way. Be on your way. But yeah, but Pastor Hannah's service starts at 5 a.m. So we'll be out here on the lakefront. And if you are from Chicago, it's at 63rd Street Beach. Good morning. It's at 63rd Street Beach. But if you're not from Chicago and you want to see the service, or if you want to see us, in preparation, turn on your notifications for me, because I am going to go live from Pastor Hannah's service. That's Pastor John F. Hannah of New Life Covenant Southeast Church. You can go to the website. I'm guessing it's going to stream from the church's website as well. It will make a lot of sense, but I do believe they stream it. But we have the gospel artist we have is Travis Green, and it's like a whole concert. It's like a whole big deal. But yeah, y'all, this is it. So again, this trail runs with the trail on the other side, runs 18 miles down the Chicago shoreline. But on that note, y'all, take it light. I am out. You all go out and be greater than you were 55 minutes ago. We've been doing this for 55 minutes, y'all. But I gotta head out. All right, y'all. Peace. All right, tubers. Peace.